it's gotta be 65 years ago anyhow.
Well, that's beyond me.
Yeah, I remember when the, right there, probably about where the post office is now down there,
Yep.
the Indians used to set up a tent there in the summertime, sell moccasins and stuff like that when I was a kid.
Huh.
Yeah.
For a while, there was a place there, they sold blankets and baskets and right in that same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, all Native American, I think probably Old Town, I'm not sure.
Good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. While ago. Buddy, evening.
Good evening.
What'd you bring us to eat, anything?
No, not tonight. He just hit me up for chicken tenders for lunch.
Florida closed? Yeah, just so everyone knows, we're gonna have a luncheon kind of get together Monday because Patsy is retiring from us. 70 years old, I guess she has the right to.
Really? I guess that. Guess she has a right to retire then.
Yep, we wish her well.
When's that?
Monday afternoon. Monday lunchtime.
I'm good. How's that? Not like I haven't talked to you recently. I promise I won't call for a week.
Anytime. When I took out papers, I knew you'd do it. Well, it looks to me like it's 7 o'clock, so I'll call this meeting to order. You all join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag of our country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call. Aaron is absent. See you
Yeah,
there.
he won't be in.
Number 4 on our agenda, acceptance of June 7th meeting.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes. 7/7.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the minutes of our June 7th meeting. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? 4-0.
I make a motion, we accept the agenda? Oh, or did I miss? Yeah.
I have one 11th hour item for consideration, and those are, the chief has 2 policies that are mandated and recommended by the Maine Chiefs of Police Association and the Maine Criminal Justice Academy. And I have those for perhaps a first reading tonight and to look at in the next meeting.
That it, James?
That's it.
Okay, you've heard town manager's 11th hour items. Any discussion? I'll ask for a motion to accept the agenda.
Make a motion to accept the agenda.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept the agenda. All those in favor? 4-0. Open to the public. At this time, I also want to remind the people in the television audience that the number is 930-8189 if you will make a call in about what's going on here in this meeting. Now I'll go to open to the public.
Buddy here.
I was gonna say, it's kind of weird with no podium.
We can find you something.
I'm like, I'm used to upstairs.
Apparently not.
We may have an issue with TV, I don't know. I'll give you a podium if you want.
No, it's quite all right. I will go.
Now we're
I'll
on.
move to
Look,
the.
look at that, somebody important steps up here and we're on.
Feel like a movie star now. Well, I talked with Jack the other day, and he guided me to come to the selectmen's meeting to forward a donation for the fireworks show for.
Maritime Heritage Week.
Yeah, okay. So I'd like to present that to the board, and I feel kind of funny because I'm doing two things at once, and I want to make sure that one has nothing to do with the other. But I have I don't know, maybe Jim is well aware of the status of the economic development, or the Director of Community and Economic Development in Hamden is leaving Hamden, and I have his resume here, and I understand how town government works and budgets, etc. But I didn't know if there's some way to find grants to, and I don't even know if he would be interested in a temporary position. All as I know is he is extremely skillful at what he does. He helped me open my Hamden store, but it's not just, he can put out fires before the embers even start. I've seen him work with Sargent, and for example, he gave Sargent, the earth contractor in Herman, some of the remaining lots in the industrial park in exchange for putting in a road and finishing the rest of the road of the industrial park. So he's creative with that as well. And and he did the same type of thing with Hamlin Marine. He brought Rite Aid, Katahdin Trust. I mean, his resume is pretty outstanding as far as developing economic, and then, that's why I don't know how it works. I don't know how easy it is to get grant money to maybe get a foot in the door so that he could maybe see what he could do for a year, and if it expands the tax base big enough to create a line item in a budget, maybe, who knows? All I know is that he just anchored that $70 million project with a fiberite up there in Hamden. I mean, he's done a hell of a good job, and I have nothing to gain by this. I just know that he helped me open my Hamden store, and when I ran into problems in the building process and the developing process, he helped be a liaison between me and smoothing out the problems between, and I could see. I'll use myself as an example in the gas tank, and I hate like hell to bring it up because it's really kind of gone by the wayside, but he would be getting all the parties involved in, say, a controversial project. He would have all the parties before the project even started, so that he seats people at the table so that they understand who wants to do what, how they want to do it, and it's open process. When I went there, he had every department head from water, sewer, code, planning, fire. I mean, everybody was at the table, the town manager, so that if I had any questions about what I needed from the town as far as what they were requiring, then I would, they were there to ask me, and I was there to ask them. so that I was able to convert a residential property into a commercial property in 7 weeks. And I mean, he expedites stuff, and he's extremely talented. And I have no clue what his plans are, but I am very pro-economic and development, and I'd like to see my taxes stay as low as possible, and if we can drop the mill rate by developing things in a harmonious method, I think it's a win-win, no-brainer. The trouble is remuneration, and how do you, I don't understand how all that works, but all I wanted to do was plant the seed. And then I was afraid that planting the seed and making the donation at the same time wasn't going to look very good. So I please want to keep those things parted, but I've always been very supportive of the town. And when I told Jack he was in for dinner, and he started telling me about the maritime days, and I thought that was fantastic. And I want to support the town just like I always have.
Oh, first things first.
All right.
I want well known that Buddy just gave Town of Searsport a check for $4,500
Very generous, Mr. Hall.
fireworks.
Well, that's why I want to make sure that one had nothing to do with the other.
And you know, on behalf of the
Yeah.
town, really appreciate it.
Well, the way I look at it is, part of that money is yours, because you come into the restaurant, all I do is hold your money for a while, and then I give it back to you.
Oh, God.
So yeah, part of that check is yours, Jack. And Dick's. Well, it's everybody's, I guess.
I was over there this afternoon.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And also too, Buddy, we have twice have put out an RFP to try to bring someone on board for economic development. And then no responses. James has made personal contact with folks that are qualified. Again, no response. This information we are going to use.
Okay. I think it would be.
Try to make contact with the gentleman and get an RFP out again, because we definitely do need some. James is fulfilling both duties, town manager and economic development director. And
And you can't do it. I mean, it's
we're asking a great
too
deal.
hard. I mean, it just doesn't give you time to do one to the
No.
other.
So, really appreciate your input, and especially this generous gift. Thank you.
Didn't we, James? Didn't we change the tip so that we could use that?
Yep.
So the remuneration isn't the problem. It's finding someone.
Well, I'll tell you,
We have tip money.
there's a story behind why they're making a change, but they got a new town manager up there, and I don't know all the behind the scenes, but I know that he ended up doing 2 jobs. They got rid of the planner they eliminated the line item budget for the planner and made him be the planner and the economic development director, which, if you do 2 jobs, one of them's gonna suffer, or actually both of them suffer, because you can't
Devote.
give 100% and devote to each one. So this year's budget, they deleted the line item for economic development director and put the planner in the budget in Handon. So, like I said, I think it's worth a phone call. And who knows? Maybe he's already got a job already. I don't know. He's good, so I don't see him on the market for any length.
The name is familiar to me. for some
Gene
reason.
Bennett has been around for a while.
Okay, I know the name's familiar to
Eastern Maine Development Corporation
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, he knows.
pretty sharp,
He knows
yeah.
his way around.
And he's very creative. That's what I like about it. I mean, to be able to come up with trading lands and this legal work that Aaron would understand what I'm talking about, because the back channels of stuff that to keep everything clean and above board, but to sit there and, you know, with like the Sergeant deal or the Hamlin Marine, and they got Hamlin Marine down on the waterfront, and then there was a question of some of the deeds and lands, and they traded parks, and I mean, and he kind of massages everything, and so it comes to fruition. It doesn't end up hanging out on a shelf someplace. I mean, he sees stuff all the way through, and I think you'd be happy. I have nothing to gain by it, so but he helped me, so I almost feel like I'd like to return the favor, so to speak, and by giving you his resume, I feel as though I
We
have.
have a procedure that we've got to follow. We can't go to one, but we're going to put it out.
Yeah, I was talking to Jack earlier about the fact that we could always reissue the RFP and see, and I definitely would include Dean in the issuance, and I'll do it quickly.
Right.
We'll try to get that underway next week. You did the hard work 2 years ago in identifying the areas of economic development that you wanted to see, and in fact, the Port Summit and the Maritime Heritage Days is connected to that plan of 2 years ago, was to have a Port Summit, and we're finally getting to that. But again, that could have happened 2 years ago if we had somebody on board. It just slows the process down, but we're getting there, but it would be great to have some help.
Yeah. So that's my 2 cents worth in 45.
Buddy, anytime you want to speak.
That's your $4,500.
Yeah.
And you don't have to bring a check with you to do it.
Okay. Well, no, I appreciate it. I feel kind of, this is like old times to me, being down here and not upstairs, but my knees appreciate it down here, to be quite candid. And I wish I could come to more, but
I want to thank you for this check and everything else you've helped the town in the past.
you're more than
Very
welcome.
generous donation.
Well, the town has been very generous in supporting my business, so it's a revolving doors, like I said. So with that, thank you very much. Have a wonderful meeting. I've still got a to-do list 9 miles long. Thank you.
And I will be on Friday night.
Thank you, John.
Hey, bud.
Item 7, old business. Municipal waste. Herc/fiberite discussion.
Yeah, we've been wrestling with this for quite a while, and you've all been aware of the MRC plan for 218 and the ongoing PERC plan. You've had meetings. I've had meetings with both sides and workshops, and we've been at it for 6 months. We've seen where others have gone, and we're really at a point where we should be taking at least a direction, a vote on what we want to do. Town meeting authorizes the board to enter any contracts that they deem advisable. Certainly it seems that your decision would be within the scope. If it is a decision to move towards fiberite themselves are requiring a special town meeting. But that would be their thing. You could take a vote tonight to go in either direction and still plan a town meeting in the future if you felt it was advisable.
Okay, for the sake of open discussion, I'll ask for motion.
I'll make a motion that we go with PERC for a 15-year contract.
Motion been made and seconded for us to go with PERC on a 15-year contract. Any discussion on that motion?
Would you like to just, I think it would be good for the watching audience to at least hear that the difference between a 10 and a 15-year contract with PERC, and it's price. It's here in the schedule, in the contract. A tipping fee per ton on a 10-year contract is $89.57, and for a 15-year term, $84.36. I got that right. That what really what it boils down to. Is
I know it's
5
a
years.
ton less, 521 a ton
Yep.
less.
Questions? Is there any advantage to us doing 10 years since it's gonna cost us more over the 15?
We mean costs more,
No, the tipping fee
Less.
is less.
less, yeah.
The,
Okay,
the,
all right, maybe I didn't word it right.
Sorry,
Okay, I said it would, even though the tipping fee is more for the 10-year contract, is there any advantage to that over the 15-year contract?
I think what we were reading and heard from was just the fact that it's being a shorter contract. You know, things change. Technologies change. I think in your last workshop you acknowledged that, you know, there could be something completely different in 10 years. So paying more and being able to get out sooner could be an advantage, but you are paying more. And it's our intent that if and when we get monies back, to use funds that are being held in the system to offset the cost even lower. So.
I'm in favor of going with PERC. One of the reasons being, from my understanding anyway, if we used to go with Fiberite, we've got to make an investment of about $250,000
Yes.
in that plant. And I am not about to make investments in something that's unproven with taxpayer funds. I'd be very skeptical about using my own money. So I am going to be voting, when we take a vote, I am going to be voting in favor of staying with PERC. Any other discussion from the board?
Let me just say, in the last year or two, paper industry and everything, how many times have we heard, bucks are coming to save us, bucks are coming to save us, this company's coming in with money, they're gonna buy it, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. And either the financing doesn't materialize or it collapses. Fiberite is still on a piece of paper. They've gotta walk the walk first. PERC is functioning, and we've had good luck with them. The difference, I'm very comfortable going with PERC versus the unknown.
It's my understanding too that that facility in Orrington is still got a good 20 years of life left in it. And you know, who knows what the technology is going to be 20 years from now.
Right. That's why I'd rather wait 15 years than 10 years, because if there's new technology coming, it's gonna get tested,
Right.
and
Improvement.
15 years from now, we're gonna know more about the facts of the whole thing than we will in a 10-year period.
I'm fully thinking that we should stay with PERC.
I'm gonna stay with what we have.
Okay, so the board's ready
It's
to
an easy one for me.
okay.
Yeah.
The board ready to make a vote on this?
Yep.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to have a 15-year contract with PERC. All those in favor? 4-0. Thank you, board.
Appreciate it.
Moving on to new business. Additional pavement requests. Discussion action.
Yeah, because of the cost of pavement this year, we do feel that we can do a small amount of additional paving. We're seeking an additional $10,000 from the road reserve account for paving, some paving, not all of the road, but we have a pretty bad section of Mortland Road that should be repaired, ground and replaced. Part of Prospect Street and part of the Wharf parking lot. So you've authorized all of the funds except for the 10,000 that's left. If we can free those up, we can move forward on all of the projects that we've got, including these new added projects.
Do you know what the cost of the ton is, if you got the figures versus last
do.
year?
The For this additional work, we're in at $58.75 a ton. There was a little more, there's a little additional cost in the pier project, but we're not doing all of the pier project because of the cost. So
Now, that's down considerably. One time it was, what, up in the 70s?
70 something.
Yeah.
When I started 12 years ago, it was $38 a ton, and that summer was the summer of the budget financial crisis, and it went up that year to the mid 50s. In that one summer, it jumped, and it's never come down into the 50 cents. So this was a pretty good year. Not like we had hoped, because if it were to come down a little bit more, we would have been looking for a borrowing. And we don't know if maybe next year it'll be in that range. But we're gonna make use of all we can, and they're agreeing to do the additional work for the same fee or slightly more when it came to the wharf. So we want to move forward and fix what we can.
So you're recommending 10,000?
Yeah, that's what's remaining of what was authorized.
And this is from
Road repairs.
road repair.
Make a motion, we spend $10,000 for additional paving on Mortland Road, Prospect Street, and at part of the parking lot at the wharf.
Second that.
That was a motion done.
Yes.
There was a second too.
Okay. Motion made and seconded to take an additional $10,000 out of road repair to do additional paving. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? 4-0. Wharf ramp repair, James.
This is very much related, only money coming out of a different reserve account. We need to repair the ramp at the wharf, and in order to do that properly, we're looking at putting in, I believe, 5 inches of pavement as a base and then covering it over. I have estimates here that are right around what we have in reserve. Right now, we have $13,932 in our wharf reserve, repair reserve, and we are asking for an expenditure up to $13,000 from the account in order to get the ramp taken care of. We have to pave up far enough that we're above the tidal line so it doesn't tear it back down on us. So we wanted to do the entire wharf, but the parking lot, but we just don't have enough funds to do that. We'll budget for pavement of the wharf, and it'll seam in very well if we get it up high enough.
This is the boat ramp
This is the
to
boat.
clarify it.
Sorry, the boat ramp. Yeah.
Has there been any thoughts, it's possible of maybe pouring a concrete slab there, reinforced concrete?
Many thoughts.
Okay.
But right now it appears that this is. We did get a pretty good distance with what we had, and we were able to repair it when it did fail on us. So I mean, there are clearly some advantages to having tar. It is a little more difficult to install. You've got to excavate and pour,
Work with the
in
tide.
the tidal cycles. But it did hold up pretty well. And we have quite a scouring when the tides come
Right.
in. And that's when we do get a small hole, it doesn't take long for it to become a big hole. So we had to stay on top of it. It's only been the last few years that we've kind of fallen behind because, it was already in pretty bad shape at that point. So.
Make a motion, we spend, authorize $13,000 for the boat wharf repair out of the wharf repair reserve.
Motion been made and seconded to appropriate up to $13,000 from wharf repair reserve to do repair on the boat ramp.
You can't have the check back.
Any discussion?
I don't want anybody to know what's actually in it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call a vote. All those in favor of the motion? 4-0. Thank you, board. Number 9, 11th hour. James, you said you had
Yeah,
PD policies?
I would expect these to be tabled, but I wanted to introduce two model policies being put forth by the Maine Chiefs of Police Association. And the first is called Giglio information. And there are a number of lawsuits, a number of legal issues involved in running the police department, and one such is making a Giglio inquiry. And it's basically, it lays the ground rules for how you talk, investigate and talk to police officers. And this is strongly being recommended simply to keep us out of trouble when it comes to doing investigations. And the second is another model policy from the Maine Chiefs of Police Association on video recording equipment. A little clearer and easier to understand than the minutia of the Giglio orders. But again, both of these are for first look in this meeting, because it is a policy. You table policies to the second reading.
Is that a multi-page policy, or it's a copy for everybody?
I just got them from the chief this afternoon, and I only had one to pass. I'll copy them before the end of the
I was
night.
gonna say, James, can you make up some copies for tonight? I'll get them in that box.
Yeah, I'll put 'em in
Go
the
on
box.
here. You want to take a quick glance at this, or you
I'll
wanna
wait.
wait?
I'll wait.
Wanna wait?
Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah, I'll get them out of the box.
Okay.
That's fine.
Great. I need a motion to table.
I'll make a motion, we table the changes in,
Model policy, this model policy.
yeah, police association model policy till the next meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to table the Maine Police Association's model policy until our next meeting. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? 4-0, James. Number 10 on our agenda, correspondence. I believe we have some here.
Yeah, a couple of items in correspondence. First of which is a thank you card sent to us by Rex and Karen and Kelly and family. Thank you so much for the beautiful flowers in memory of my mother, Valerie Murphy. The next couple of items are actually they're from Bangor Savings Bank offering us some savings in some of our investment accounts for trust funds. And we actually have two, so you've got two copies. They're two different accounts. We will be looking at them. I'll have Linda working on that this week. That's it.
Thank you. Number 11, treasurer's warrant. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the treasurer's warrants. Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the treasurer's warrants. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor? Department reports.
The only one you have missing tonight is the police chief. He tried to send it. He's was very busy today, and I did actually catch up to him this afternoon. He tried to send it on email, but it failed. So you'll have that in your boxes this week. And the fire chief. I actually saw the fire chief. He didn't have the same problem. He just didn't have it, but I'll have it by the end of the week.
Selectmen's reports, Mark, you got anything?
I don't have anything then, no.
Dick?
No, I don't have anything. Everything's moving okay with the fireworks. No, I think I'm quiet on this one.
Doug?
I want to remind people of a Searsport resident meeting for the comprehensive plan at Curtis Hall, June 23rd, Thursday, at 6:30 p.m. For those who have missed other meetings, this is a chance to get your input into the record, and we hope if you haven't gone to any meetings or responded to surveys, then you attend.
Oh, yeah. You know, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all right, sure.
I'd like to send, on a personal note, I'd like to send condolences to the Coach family on the passing of Ada Coach yesterday. I was thinking today that I don't think there's been a time since I was in grade school that Mr. and Mrs. Coach and her sons and daughters and grandchildren have not been part of the Searsport community, and all the volunteers, years of volunteerism. And I send my deepest sympathies to all the family. Thank you.
I have two things. One is near what Doug just said, which I intended to do at the beginning of the meeting, it slipped my mind. Ada was a former member of this board also. So I asked for a moment of silence in her memory. Thank you. One thing I'll always remember about that lady, anytime I sought her opinion on anything that was going on here in town, why, she always gave me a very honest and straightforward answer. There's not many of the old Searsport people left now. She's one of the last. I also want to mention Friday at 3 o'clock, those of us who have been working on this Maritime Heritage Weekend are going to be meeting here in this room. This meeting is open to the public. It's not a closed meeting. So anyone that has an interest in what we're doing, or has an interest in what might be going on that weekend, you're more than welcome to attend and give us your report. And that's all I have.
Can I say one thing that I forgot?
Oh, yeah.
If you heard sirens a couple of nights ago, that was for the boys baseball team. They won the Class D state championship here, and they had quite a ride back. They did a great job, second year in a row, and by a wide margin. With 10-2, I believe was the final score.
Yeah.
They definitely left their mark. Thank you.
I have one other thing too. Past few years, you have been helping coordinate the fireworks.
Yep.
Would you be willing to help coordinate the fireworks for this Heritage Weekend? I'm not gonna give you a check. You willing to help us with that bit? Okay, thanks a lot.
We took our first step today by calling Marston, and
I'll give
he's,
James a check.
he's sending the paperwork to us.
All right. Item 14, final time, open to the public. James, do we have a
We do have
executive session?
only for general assistance in poverty. You can scratch A.
Scratch A, okay. Okay, this time I would take a motion to enter executive session. MRSA 1 405 general assistance matter of property abatements.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made, seconded to enter executive session, to discuss a general assistance matter and property abatements. All those in favor? Okay, we're going to executive session at, 7:38?
Thank you.
Which camera with you?
I have a phone that has a camera.
Take a picture.
Of course you did, yeah.
We're proud of this.
I figured as much anyway.
And I came to see what the trash vote was.
We'll
Because the
stand-
live stream wasn't working.
We'll stand with her.
Okay, that's what I thought, but you know, I can't print it if I don't know for sure. Doesn't want to focus. Yeah. All right,
Okay,
thank you.
see you later.
Give it to her, she'll take it down there.
That's right, I'll tell you, I'd be happy to take care of it for you.
You might get it back.
All she gotta do is change the name to Taylor's Airsport.
Easy enough, right? Thank you.
Give him hell.
Sorry, just check.
Thanks. I have three things. First, I'll start, I guess, by going backwards. I had a meeting last meeting. We voted on 1603. That was Mr. Ron Jackson, who we helped him with some rent and helped with some of the electrical installation. Installation's done. He's happy. Very appreciative of what we did to help him, but he's going to be short on his rent payment again, his mortgage payment. He'd like to know if he could get some help with that. He's being preemptive because he knows your first meeting is after his mortgage is due. And when we did help him, and I explained to him, I said, it can't go on forever, but if you want to reapply, they'll consider it. At least he's trying to get out ahead of it and not falling behind in this endeavor. I also had a chance to meet with Al Kinney about it, and I asked him, I said, you know, I know the guy's going to be making payments to you. He gave him a $500 payment. That's kind of what siphoned his rent away. And he said, you know, he did this the last time, and he paid him off completely. Al's concern is he's got a big investment. He wondered if the town would help a little bit more so he had about $1,000 invested in the project. Al, in upfront money. And he says if the town's going to help him, is there any chance we could get any more help for the project? And I said, I can ask. I mean,
How much, refresh my memory, how much we given the first time?
$600, $300 for his mortgage, and $300 to Al Kinney.
How much is this mortgage?
$300.
300.
Yeah, I mean he's probably paying more than it's worth, but that's what you do when you deal in that environment.
He owes Al $1,000.
Well,
Okay.
I wouldn't. Al has $1,000 invested. He will get paid. Ron has told me that if he gets some help with the mortgage, he will be able to give him another $500. He's scrounging around. He's doing some odd jobs. He's laid up. He's got a bum shoulder. But I do see him bumming around the roads with scrap metal, and you know the guy is doing stuff under the table type stuff. So
Just to be clear, he's given Al 500?
he's gonna try to give out. He's given him 500 already.
Right.
Right.
And if we help him with the rent, or mortgage, he can give him another 500?
Well, he thinks he can give him another 500 this coming month.
And then the balance to Al would be 500?
Yep. Yep.
I'm willing to go for that, but I think Al can wait.
How can wait a little bit?
Al charges a lot of money. He does
He actually-
business with all of us, I think.
Yeah, I think,
He
and
doesn't wait for me.
I'm kind of worried because I got to do business with him too. I got 2 new lampposts for the library sitting up there, and I don't want my guys to put it in because it's all LED now. And,
Right.
it's still just wire nuts, but anything goes wrong, I want to
I
guarantee.
mean, Al is worried about it, right? Because he's paid it before.
He's not overly worried. He was just concerned because he has an initial layout that,
But does he know that he's getting another 500?
well, he's agreed that he'd get 500 more. Ron Jackson said, I'm going to scrounge around, I'm going to get you 500 a month till you're paid off. I think it's a very ambitious of Ron. And this is a good guy. He's not a,
How's he eating?
well, I don't know. That's what I say.
How about if we make it 400 and even 1,000? Make sure he eats.
I think that's more than fair.
Okay.
We've already given 600.
Okay, I see. Okay, yeah.
No. I'm too cheap for that. No, I think it warrants 1,000 altogether, total,
That's
and
it.
no more.
But that's gonna be.
Can't come back. I mean, he can come back to us,
Yeah.
but I won't support much more.
How's he doing on his property tax?
I didn't look him up, but I'm pretty sure he was paid up.
Up to date.
Pretty sure it's up to
If he
date.
doesn't need the 100 for food or whatever, he can give
Give it to Al.
that.
Well, we don't give them the option.
No.
If I pay his mortgage, it goes right to his mortgager. I pay Al gets a check. So,
Well, I was thinking more if he. I mean, do you know if he has money to eat?
What, does he take advantage of food cover down there?
yeah. I know
Oh,
he does.
okay.
I know he does.
Okay.
So,
That would be my suggestion.
that was 1603. 1604 landed in my lap today, actually. And 1604. Natasha Reed is the name of the young lady. And
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, James.
Natasha Reed is the name of the young lady. She's 29 years old and married. Husband got laid off from Matthews Brothers. I am putting this application through general assistance, but today was Sue's last day of vacation. She's back tomorrow, so I got stuck with it. I am bringing it to the board for temporary assistance for her. She just started back to work. She's been out of work. She just started back to work 3 weeks ago. She makes $214 a month. They were staying with her husband's family.
$214 a month?
$214 a paycheck.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's what,
Uh,
we make it bi-weekly.
Is that
And
net?
Let me look. They changed these forms on me too.
14 a month.
Two-
Wouldn't be worth working with it.
$450 every 2 weeks. Yeah, $450 every 2
Okay.
weeks. So $900 a month is what they are living on. What they're going to be living on.
Will he
They've
get
been-
unemployment? So-
He's not getting it right now. It hasn't apparently either not kicked in or I think it's because it hasn't kicked in. But the immediate need was they kicked out of their house today by his mother. He could go back there and she's saying he can go back, I can't. There's this family tension thing. And I said, you just started a job 3 weeks ago. Now you don't have a place to live. She's from down south. They've been married for 9 months. This was like the breaking point for them. They'd never been into anything. They didn't know how to even do this. Someone else told them to come in and see us.
The children involved?
No kids, thankfully.
And she's not a Searsport girl.
She's not originally a Searsport girl.
Is
no.
he?
He is, yeah. And like I say, I'm just looking
What's
to
his
help them
name?
for a couple days, get away from there and Sue will find them someplace to live and probably help them with general assistance. But to get them someplace where she can be ready to go to work tomorrow, put them up in a hotel for a night or two. I would say if we could approve up to $150, it would get them over the hump to where they need to be. So that's a request on that one.
You think that $75 a night would cover a room this time of year?
Motels are $100.
$50. I make an I have an arrangement with
Oh.
Rocky Ridge, so
Okay.
they'll do it for $50 a night. Figure if we can get them 3 nights, if we can't find them something by the weekend, I don't know.
But she won't get a paycheck.
Well,
They'll hold back a month, right? I mean, a week.
one paycheck's already been held back, so
She
her
make it-
her last paycheck she actually received was $214.
Okay. So she should be okay maybe Friday.
She could be okay on Friday.
So she's
Okay,
got a job
but
that he
she's-
was laid off.
Right, but she still has to find a place. They still have to find a place to live. So she works at 1. She starts at 1 o'clock. So I told them tomorrow morning, you need to start hitting the pavement and finding, or make an arrangement with the motel to stay there. They'll give you that rate for a little bit longer, but this is not a permanent solution from the town. This is only to try to help get you to where you can't afford to. I felt bad for the girl. I mean,
I'd go for the
my,
150.
my husband can go home, but I can't. That's kind of sad.
Somebody pissed somebody off.
Yeah, there's a reason there.
Well, it's all money. The guy's mother wants the whole paycheck, and she'll divvy out the money to them as they need it. And they said they're constantly fighting, and it's going nowhere. And they basically got an ultimatum: you're out tonight. So
And he should get back, when he does get unemployment, he'll
He'll-
get a bad pay.
he'll be-
That might help
Right,
him
yeah,
get
I
a place
think
to live.
like 2 weeks, 2 week wait period, then
yeah, there's a waiting period,
Yeah.
and then so
unless he was fired or quit.
yeah.
12 weeks.
There's one other one. And I'm not sure I have it on my. I know I have it here.
He said you probably would cheapen down the campground in the tent.
Well, that's.
Well, 50 nights not bad.
What's that?
59.
Is Buddy still renting rooms, or has he got that all leased out to the?
I think that's too
The
much time
mermaid.
for the truckers and
Opened
the
up.
escort service.
Yeah.
They sent me a thing, put in the paper, I think they're charging like $150.
The next one is GA 16.
Okay, these first two are WP?
GA, sorry, WP
Okay.
1605.
15,
1605.
1605.
And this is an unusual one. Like they all are. This woman came in earlier this week asking for help in dealing with her mother's cremation. Mom was a resident of Searsport, Evangeline Brown, 88 Savory Road. What I'm putting out is a request to help them with $200. We are not going to be helping them with general assistance. Basically, the state's position is there were some assets to sell off and get rid of. I know they're going to need some time to do that, and the family's going to have to take a decision, but they have nothing to give to start the process even. So if we give them a initial bump, it's $1,050 for the cremation, the whole shooting match. If for some reason they can convince general assistance to help them, they'll be helped with up to $700. they would be helped with up to $795. So, I still don't think the GA is going to fully engage and help them, but they do need a little bit of time and a little breathing room so they can get the process going. And I'm recommending a $200
It's fine with me.
Jenny Lawrence, and if they don't get help from GA at all, at least we've done some part. And I'll also offer them a place to bury her, cremation, so it'll be easy.
Okay, now, the lady's already been cremated?
I think she's in the process. They've signed paperwork. This is only 2 days,
Okay,
so she could be in the queue, or she could already be cremated.
right, okay. I just
I don't
wanted-
think you can cremate someone in 2 days anymore, can you?
I don't think so.
Law
much.
changed.
And there's a lot of demand too. So those are the ones. That's the whole vote.
And they have decent assets to sell.
Well, the state's going off. There's not a lot of asset. The state's going off the fact that she had a 2007 Oldsmobile, and they figure that's worth. The state says, well, that's $4,000.
Yeah.
2007
Come on, you kidding?
Oldsmobile. I said they'll be lucky to get.
3,500.
Does Social Security
Yeah.
still send a check? They used to do what, 200, something like
I don't know.
that?
255,
They still do that?
I believe,
I
yeah.
think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But make
So,
sure they know that.
every little. Yeah, I'll talk to them about that. So.
Well, usually the, whoever takes care of the, remains,
Pushes
Yeah,
that,
they
and
want
I've got
you
to
to-
call.
They know about it.
I've got to call Riposta because the state's recommending to Riposta to put a lien on the vehicle. That'll force them to sell it. So,
Good
Do
lord.
they have anything else to drive?
well, this isn't this family. They were adult kids. So,
Okay, so they have their own vehicles?
Yeah.
This was the mother's?
Yeah.
Okay. But there's no $4,000 in a
Oh, God,
2007
no.
Oldsmobile, are you
she'll be
kidding?
lucky to get
Since
$1,000
when has
out
they
of it.
stayed in the appraisal car business?
I was shocked. Because in the old days they would have said, "Yeah, there's nothing there. It's not worth doing," and sent us on our way. But I'm gun shy because when the state says no, if we do it, then they'll suspend us, and I don't want to get us in a suspension. So
Really?
Sue's back tomorrow. I'm very thankful. I've had like 4 cases in the time she's been gone.
They were
She's only
waiting
been gone
for
a
you.
week, and I for some reason got slammed. And in fact, I sent out 2 applications that never came back. So it's like I dodged a bullet on two of them. But okay, that's it. 030405.
I have something else before. Should we do something for Ada? Flowers, something? Member of the board?
Yeah, I asked today about when services are. It's going to be Saturday, so I'll get something put together for it, just like I did with Valerie. So
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
okay, get us out of here.
Meeting, do you wanna go upstairs and we'll go over Valerie's thing and see the location and what we wanna do, put our heads together?
Well,
We're
My
on-
thought
we
is-
can't- We can't, okay.
okay, let's go back to the regulation now.
You're up.
Take a motion to, go to executive session, go back to our regular agenda.
Second.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to, go to executive session and went back to a regular agenda. All those in favor? And we are back at, 7:55, 6:57 probably?
Yeah.
I make a motion that we spend $400 for WP 1603, $150 WP 1604, and $200 for WP 1605.
Second.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote on all 3 of these at once. All those in favor?
My only question is Jenny Lawrence
Yes.
to get it in the record. Thank you.
And I also have one thing I want to bring up that, something report that I didn't do. The next workshop we have, I'd also like for us to discuss, what we might do out here in the entryway. For a, display area.
Good, I'll put it on.
Yeah.
I'll schedule the workshop, I'll put the workshop schedule on the next.
Right, you know, but,
Yep.
you know, there doesn't need to be a special workshop just for that, but,
We'll add it to
our
it.
next one, yeah, okay. Anything else, come before the board? Not, I'll call for motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
All those in favor?
Oh, we see.
Thank you, sir. Sir?